I need thee, oh, I need thee every hour. I need thee, oh, bless me now, my Savior. I come to thee. Now that song doesn't have anything to do with what I'm going to speak about today. But I know y'all like to hear a brother sing. Yeah, I got a timer. Y'all can't clap too much. But I know y'all like to hear a brother sing, and I needed to pray. So I went ahead and threw that out there. So I'm going to do this all wrong today. I'm going to say some things that you might disagree with, that you might not like. And if you want to tar and feather me after I get off of the stage, then I will gladly pluck the chickens for you. But for about the next 16 minutes, I need you to bear with me. I need you to do three things. The first one I need you to do is get over it, because I need you to hear what I'm going to say. The second thing I need you to do is get over yourself. I had to. And my ego is already way too bruised for me to come here and bully you. And the third thing, once you've done number 1 and 2, is to walk with me. I need you to see what I've seen. I need you to see things from my perspective. I need you to know what I understand. And I need you to feel the places that I have been. So if you can do those three things, let me hear you say, check. Check. Now you got to do it just like I did. Say, check. Check. All right. See, now that we've all done something dumb together, we're all on the exact same page. So let me introduce myself and my message. My name is Phillip Brail Watson. I am a man that's 24 years in the making. I am the result of domestic violence in the home, of overdiagnoses of mental disorders in the schools, of suicide watch by our therapists, and of teachers who cared above and beyond the line of duty. And most of all, I am the result of the grace of God. Now, my former teachers at Topeka West have heralded me as what they call a success story, being one of those at-risk students who was statistically unlikely to succeed or make it into college. And now they look and they see that when I'm not working on my 2 degrees, that I'm out doing video games for charities in the community, or giving anti-violence speeches at the Boys and Girls Club, or anti-violence concerts and things, and all things that they would consider to be giving back to the community. And they say, yes, Phillip, great job. Oh, I'm so proud. And I appreciate that. But if there's one thing that I need you to understand from this speech, it's this: that giving back is an incredibly selfish act, and it is actually destroying our city. Now, the lights are pretty bright, but I can still see some of you turning up out there like, I disagree. And I understand that. But hopefully with these next 3 points, I can get you to see things just a little bit differently. Number 1 is that in order to give back, someone first has to give. Number 2 is that you can only give back what has been given in the first place. And then number 3 is someone has to just be a giver. So let's deal with that first point, number 1. In order to give back, someone first has to give. Now, when I first got asked to do TEDxTopeka, I loved to talk, but ironically, I couldn't think of what I wanted to talk about. And so I was doing yard work, which I abhor. I came up with that word on Monday, abhor. I hate yard work. And while I was doing it, I came up with the idea that, hey, maybe I'll talk about giving back. You can't go wrong there. Everybody loves it. And so as I go down this rabbit hole that God had devised for me, I realized at the bottom of it that a lot of the kids in my neighborhood wouldn't grow up to give back because they don't have anything. And I was speaking with some of my friends who taught in 501 schools, some of them at Quincy Elementary, schools that have disciplinary problems where some of the kids come and they fight at school and all sorts of crazy things happen. And I asked them, why are these kids so bad? What's happening there? And most of them will tell you stories about their home life, how little Billy comes to school, and when he leaves school, he's yelled at in the car. He's yelled at home. He wakes up in the morning to yelling, and he gets on the bus, and then he's getting ready to come home and get yelled at again. And they tell me, but it's not because the parents are bad. It's because they're insecure, because they don't have food for their children. And they know that if their child goes to school and acts up, that their child will get kicked out. And those are the only 5 meals they get a week. And so through fear, they try to instill in their child how to act, and that they need to do what they're told, and that they need to listen, sometimes even to the point of violence, because they know that's the only way that that child is going to survive. And then that child comes to school and it reciprocates and it gives back everything that it was given, which made me think that maybe these kids actually do have something to give back, which brings me to my second point. You can only give back what was given in the first place. Now let's take it back to my yard. Let's lighten things up. The reason I hate doing yard work is not just because I'm lazy. Yeah, but because of these weed trees. And now when I say weed trees, I'm not talking about Colorado, dude, where's my car? Hey, do you like to party weed trees? I mean these green and red luscious weeds that look like trees. They grow up out of the ground, that suck the life out of the things that are around them and wrap around our fences. So to give you a little history lesson, my grandfather, he was on the NIA, Neighborhood Improvement Association, and he actually got the city to build the houses in my neighborhood, over in Mud Town, which is what they used to call it, when the festering, boiling wound of racism and segregation was still very much alive in our country. And so when they built these houses, they built them begrudgingly. And so you have houses that are built kind of off-center. You have houses that have holes in the foundation, or in my case, they actually took a lot that had the most exotic weeds they could find, and they built the house right there on top of it. So it's almost as if they literally planted the seeds of malice and hatred and resentment right into the soil. And out of it came these weeds that dig deep down into fertile soil, and they suck the life out of everything around them so that nothing can grow. And then they wrap their vines around the fences or anything that you try to build and break it so that nothing can be built there. And then before they die, they get seeds, and then they pass that nature on to their progeny. And that made me realize that the reason that number one happens is because our community is turning out weeds. People who dig deep down into fertile soil and suck the life out of every idea, every positive thought, everything around you. And then they take their vines and they wrap them around every after-school program. They wrap them around every NIA meeting. They wrap them around every school system, and they break it so that nothing can be built there. And then before they kill each other off, they make seeds, and they pass that nature on to their progeny. Freedom Valley Park. A park that's literally right around the corner from my house. There was a shooting there this summer. One died, 2 were injured. And I found out that the person who had committed the shooting was a member of my community. Now, why would someone sow that into their own community? And after thinking about it, I realized that he was just giving back. The same malice, the same hatred, the same resentment that was planted in the soil in my backyard was planted into his life. And then he was giving it right back to the community. You see, that's how it works. Now, with such a powerful, pointed, and proven system, how do people like me happen? Well, that's because of number 3. Someone has to just give. Someone has to just be a giver. Now, givers are those types of people, and all of us have them, all of us know them because we're here and we're alive today. They're the type of people that changed your life, that changed your thinking and your direction just from the sacrifices that they made. And you can think of them, you can picture them in your mind right now. And givers have 3 very important things to teach us. And the first one is that we have to give out of not out of excess, but out of love. My mother is one of the most impactful givers that I have ever met. You see, my mother dealt with domestic violence, thyroid disease, hemorrhoid disease, all kinds of diseases. And some people say that money is no object, but in our home, money was no option. And so you had this type of environment, but every time I looked up, my mom was spending her money to buy these little things at the dollar shop, to buy these towels. And whenever someone needed a gift, she would fold these towels into these beautiful angels. And she would decorate them, and she'd give them to people, and some people still have them hanging on their walls and in their kitchens today. And I would stay up late, being disobedient, the kid that I was, and listen through the walls, and I would hear her talking someone through their problem for hours. And knowing that right after she got off the phone, she was going to spend the next few hours crying herself to sleep because she was depressed, and she didn't love her weight. And she had so many things to deal with, and the only person that she could really relate to and talk to was her 8-year-old son. She didn't give out of excess because she didn't have any extra, but she gave out of love. The second thing that givers have to teach us. Oh, man, I forgot what the second thing is. Good Lord. Good Lord. See, that's why I had to sing the prayer. But the second thing that givers have to teach us, the first thing is that we have to learn to give, not out of excess, but out of love. And the second thing is that givers teach you to make you see things that aren't actually there. They make you expect more out of life than you actually see. See, for me, college was not something that I saw. A home where people don't get beat up, where domestic violence doesn't happen is not something I saw. Drug-free neighborhoods is not something I saw, but there are people, givers in my life that instilled in me the ideals that this is not right. You have to do better. That even though you didn't see this in your life, you have to achieve it so that the little man that you raise can be a man of God, so that the little woman that you raise can be a woman of God, and that they will have those ideals and that they'll pass them on to their children. I have to see and expect things that I don't actually see. You see, the people who commit these crimes, they're no different from you or I. They're not a different race of people. They're just people that live life with a different expectation. See, they live life expecting to die. They live life expecting to have to steal to eat, to have to get over on someone in order to be somebody, so they have to do something, and so they do what they did. You have to change. In order to change that behavior, you have to change the expectation, and we have to change our expectation, which is why the third thing that givers teach us is how to give without condition. I'm going to tell you this quick story, then I'm going to sing my song, and I'm going to be on my way because I only got a few minutes left. My brother works at a quick shop. Or he worked at a quick shop over on the south side. Ooh, south side, Topeka, south side. Scary. And he worked at this quick shop over on the south side, and they had this policy where every time you make $50, you take it out, you put it into the safe. You don't leave it in the register. Well, he was working late that night, got a little distracted, forgot to take the $50 out and let it stack up in the register. And he was working, and a guy comes in unnoticed and puts a gun to the back of his head. Tells him, give me all the money in the register. Now, there's an exchange, about the type of exchange that you would expect. He ends up giving him the money, and the man leaves. He calls the police. Shortly after, the police show up, and so does his boss. His boss looks him in the face, asks him what happened. He tells her what happened. She says, you are worthless. You are worthless. You are lazy. That's why this happened, and you are fired. Now, she doesn't know. My brother was crazy. She sends him home. He leaves. But over the time leading up to that, he had been having this spiritual arrival. He had really been being enlightened and awakened. And he decided to forgive her. After an 8-hour hiatus of thinking and being mad, he decided to forgive her. And when his friends called, who hadn't had that same type of spiritual awareness that he had, they called and they're like, what you want us to do? You want us to ride on her? You want us to ride on him? We can get it all back tonight, man. And he's like, nah, man, I forgave her. Don't worry, she's crazy. Don't worry about it. And see, you guys may not know these types of people, but the type of people I know, when they say we're going to ride on someone, someone's going to die. So he literally saved 2 lives just by giving. Shortly after the shooting in Freedom Valley Park, I was out doing that abhorrent yard work, and I was listening to a song called Playing for Time by Acoustic Alchemy, and I wrote over it these prose about our neighborhood and about the things that happened, and I ended up entitling this song, Giving Back, and I hope you enjoy it. Did I hit the right button? Did I do it right? I hope you all are having a great time tonight. I really do. I really do. Y'all so cute. Thank you. But serious stuff, though. Serious stuff. And this is what I thought. Sitting reminiscing out at the park where the spark hit. I'm writing because the school of these knocks is so hard hitting. Trying to reason if leaving my peeps the right mission. Got me wishing for future vision instead of night vision. That pipe vision. Cradle to prison pipeline. We Mario brothers hopping. End up pushing up daisies for popping. Peaches and shrooms. The baby's popping. No options. It ain't the best, but we doing it right. We doing that daytime. They doing the night. Man, I'm just keeping it real, man. The rhythm is right. Then we living okay. We doing alright. Now it ain't the best, but we doing it right. We doing that daytime, they doing the night, man. I'm just keeping it real, man. The rhythm is right, then we living okay. That's why I'm a fool with it. I'm too tired to rock with it. So if you cool with it, let me see you nod with it. Hey, I'm a fool with it. I'm too tired to rock with it. So if you cool with it, let me see you nod with it. Listen, empty lots, they empty shots to find a remedy. Giving me these pox to buy identity. Given by a system denied its synergy. So a lot of sinners abide and find it in Hennessy. So they can bottle that. Take a ghetto rose and remodel that. Define it as a goal, so we proud of that. We pushing just to grow where we slaughtered that. And my brother, you slaughtered that. say that you're killing them. Just graduated and now you're signing a deal on them. They wanted to play you, but now they're going to pay you just to play from the same place where you will pray. Please pray for the one still playing at 22. Sonata trying to holler at 22. The product of a martyr's catch 22. Like that Freedom Valley Park where they're free to shoot. And the game is Mortal Kombat. They're trying to finish you. You duck hunting and dodging, they're finna shoot. You trying to get that rob and extend a shoot on a dark night and show that you still the truth. That's why I'm a fool with it. I'm too tired to rock with it. But if you cool with it, let me see you not with it. So I'm a fool with it. I'm too tired to rock with it. So if you cool with it, let me see you not with it. Listen, I'm riding solo from those roads where folks you know that are so froze. The most cold would hit SOS on that Morse code and pole bow where they snort dope a stone's throw from those poles if they even approach. Cause those pros are for those who know those lows. Wanna pros, cause who even knows a vote from those po folks? So nose goes, and the government is fishy. And these the type of Mickey Fickies that don't mess with iffies. If I ain't got it in my hand, then it's Casper. That Ghost Hunter is cool, but that Breaking Bad is faster. Funny thing, they live in that AMC castle with birds in their hand, but they cashing up catfish. Caught up with their pants down, Walter White madness. We just trying to manage, making A the average, but end up simply preaching to the chorus, no ad-libs. Hey, that's why I'm trying to smash, no match kid. S-rank. That swagger on them, we do the best that we can fathom. Fathers gone in the deck stack, dreams scattered among the bottom desk of some teacher that's working too hard for one less miracle. Sons check pitiful, but he got pity for the people and time to let the children know it ain't gotta be how it was before. That's only for bingo, and we go for so much more than those numbers stipulate. Bring it back to life at the wake, eliminate the day that they said hip-hop was dead is not canon. We about to swap banners, avenging the plot, and it ain't the best, but we doing it daytime. I'm just keeping it real, man. We living okay. That's why I'm a fool with it. Too tired to rock with it. But if you cool with it, let me see you not with it. Oh, I'm a fool with it. I'm too tired to rock with it. But if you cool with it, let me see you not with it. Oh. Sometimes words just can't really express what you really want to say.